Hello, and greetings, lovely person from RPGmodsFan. This video is part 7 of my walkthrough and review of the 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons adventure, Waterdeep Dragon Heist. Note that this video is appropriate for Dungeon Masters only. If you are a player, please stop watching now. In this video, I will be going over the adventure book's 6th chapter titled Hell of a Summer. Fellow Dungeon Masters, in order not to repeat myself too much, I would highly recommend watching my parts 1 to 5 videos before watching this video. My part 6 video would be optional since its elements does not tie directly into this chapter of the adventure book. Just to repeat myself, this video will contain spoilers. So, players, this is your final warning to stop watching. In this video, I will be discussing one of the villain's lairs in the adventure. Victoro and Amelia Cassalanter are nobles of Waterdeep and are secret worshippers of Asmodeus. 3 years ago, the devil-worshipping Cassalanterns traded the souls of their children in exchange for power and to escape financial ruin. The eldest son, Osvaldo's soul, was taken immediately and transformed into a chained devil. The Cassalanterns keep Osvaldo locked up in their attic. Their 2 youngest children, Terenzio and Alzarina, are doomed to lose their souls when they turn 9 years old, which is not too far away. The Cassalanterns plan to use the cache of gold from the Vault of the Dragons to buy back the souls of their 2 remaining children. Actually, 500,000 gold pieces is not enough. They need almost 1,000,000 gold pieces, and they need to sacrifice 99 souls. From their own funds, and with the embezzled gold, they will have more than enough for the gold payment. For the 99 souls, they plan on poisoning the food of an upcoming feast for Waterdeep's Founders' Day holiday that they will be hosting on their estate. The Cassalanterns' estate is located in the prestigious Sea Ward. Victoro and Amelia rely on their noble status to protect them. Because of their diabolical plans, the last thing they want is the city watch on their doorstep. Thus, they will try to misdirect and discredit the player characters rather than murder them. Displayed is the map of the Cassalanterns' villa. Since the villa is more like a house instead of a dungeon crawl, I do not think it would make sense to do a room-by-room walkthrough. During the Founders' Day holiday, the Cassalanterns are holding feasts at their estate. It is open to the public. Nobles and other high-ranking guests can be found throughout the main house. However, common folk, mostly from the destitute field ward, will be restricted to the estate's grounds and gardens areas, where the food is tainted by the Midnight's Tears poison. The adventure book first describes the guest house, but its descriptions are very brief and nothing noteworthy can be found here. Displayed is the ground floor of the villa. The room numbers are now replaced with labels instead. During the hours he is home and awake, Victoro Cassalanter can most likely be found either at his office or in his reading room, or with his wife, Amelia. In his office, a suit of armor stands by the door. In actuality, it is a helmed horror tasked with guarding the office. If the Cassalanterns have the Stone of Galore, it will be locked up in the desk. Victoro keeps a journal in his reading room, which the Dungeon Master can use to include clues and hints into it. If Amelia Cassalanter is on the ground floor, she can usually be found at the Butterfly Garden. Her Butterfly Garden is the envy of her peers. Also in the garden are 6 imps in raven form. Displayed are the upper floors of the villa. Like before, in place of room numbers, the areas are now labeled instead. During the hours she is home, awake, and on the upper floors, Amelia Cassalanter can most likely be found either on the balcony overlooking the Butterfly Garden or weeping at the attic before a door. Behind the prison door is Victoro's and Amelia's soulless son, Osvaldo, who has been transformed into a chained devil. Also in the attic are 2 imps tasked to keep it vermin-free. At her study chamber, in her desk, Amelia stores several vials of Midnight Tears poison. Also in her desk is her grimoire. If on the ground floor, the Cassalantern's children, Terenzio and Alzarina, may be chasing after butterflies in the garden. Or they may be in the library playing on sliding ladders. Or they may be playing in their rooms. The children do have a tutor and a babysitter named Leba Nana Rose, who is a tiefling. Except for their butler, the rest of the Cassalantern's servants are also tieflings. Williford Crowell is the household's butler. He is really a doppelganger and takes the form of an aging tiefling. Madame Tessina Kyret is the head maid. Jandar Shergoba is the head chef. The Cassalanterns do have hired human guards. However, if the alarm is raised, the interior of the house will be patrolled by bearded devils disguised as humans. As an aside, the dining table in the middle of the banquet hall is actually a large mimic. It is well treated by the Cassalanterns, and will not attack them, their household, or their guests. Time to go into the bowels of the Cassalantern's home. The cellar level of the estate is pretty typical of any noble's family home. However, this cellar has a hidden entrance to the temple of Asmodeus that lies underneath it. Area A2 are crumbling balconies that overlook the temple's ceremonial hall below, which is Area A7. The Cassalantern's family crypt is Chamber A4. Within it are 3 specters and a ghost. The ghost will want the effigy of evil to be destroyed. The effigy of evil the ghost is referring to is the 30-foot or 9 meters tall statue of Asmodeus that lies at the end of the ceremonial hall. The Cassalantern's ritual to save the souls of Terenzio and Alzarina plays out here. If the Cassalanterns fail to secure the gold from the Vault of the Dragons, and or were unsuccessful in poisoning at least 99 people at their feast, then Terenzio and Alzarina are transformed into lemurs 10 days after the Founders' Day holiday. If one of the player characters is a member of the Order of the Gauntlet faction, then their second mission will be to interview Amelia Cassalantern at her place. A broadsheet publisher suspects that the Black Viper is Amelia's evil twin sister, which, by the way, is false. Other than this faction mission, there are no other plot hooks written into the adventure for the player characters to visit the Cassalantern's villa, unless the Cassalanterns have managed to obtain the Stone of Galore. And that concludes my walkthrough of the Cassalantern's lair. 2 down and 2 more villains' lairs to go. Thank you for watching. Hope this video has been informative and entertaining. Please subscribe, like, share, and comment. I do like feedback. Till next time, this is RPGmodsFan saying cheers, have a good day, and goodbye.
Take a moment right here, feeling like it's out gear, driving towards the sun with a rose and a gun. Feel the wind in my hair, going nowhere I swear, like an outlaw on the run, dangerous but it's so fun, running, running, no. Told my boss that I'm done, had no luck with my mom. Say, what will you do with your life? You know it's hard to survive. A cigar in my mouth, maybe guilty but proud. Now I'm an outlaw on the run.